could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me.
Ah, boy, here we go again. New hero. To my surprise, I thought that, with the SBN, is that how you say it, right? They SB'd this guy, right? And I'm like, okay, so here comes a new summoner. And they throw a curveball, of course, with the new hero. And it's going to be a support. Thing is, they recently just dropped her, right? Maybe not, maybe 2 months ago or a month ago. No, it can't be a month ago. It had to be at least 2 months ago. I find it interesting that they're dropping another support. So we're going to take a look at the support in a second. But my thing is this: if you're going to drop another support, then you need to awaken Zamira, right? So we can finally put Masrani. I don't even know what I was going to say there. Masrani off, put him off or remove him from the Vanguard team, right? So the awakening of Zamira would be great, right? Or maybe that was the setup, and then they dropped the SP the following week. Maybe that's what would make sense, right? Because again, they haven't dropped the Vanguard SP. We know it's a matter of time till it comes. I don't want to wait till the 3-year anniversary for the new SP to drop, but chances are that's probably what's going to happen. And also, some people feel like the game's going to end around that point, so we're gonna have to wait and see. We'll take a look at the new support hero. Usually what I would do is I would come in here and build out the team that they're going to fall on, but based on what I could see, right, we'll take a look at that in a second. Stick around. It sounds like it's going to be either range-based support, right? Heroes that are going to sit in place. Because think about Vanguards here. Vanguards, they tend to rush in, right? They don't really sit in place. So they go into the enemy line, or they're constantly all over the battlefield. What this new support brings is a field around them. I don't know how big the field's going to be, but we'll take a look at the information that they give. It's just a sneak peek, so of course it's not a lot of information, but what I'm hoping for, right, is that this support is a first PvE 6 hero. But right now in PvE, you could just pretty much run this team and it runs through everything, right? It runs through everything. Imagine if you could put a 6 hero onto this team. It'd be ridiculous. There would be nothing that they could potentially be except for Thundercliff, and of course, Crimson Rot, and what's the other one? The Molten Abyss, like stuff like that. Anything that stops summoners. Even Molten Abyss wouldn't really matter because you have Alistar there. But again, for this support, I'm like trying to figure out where do we put this support, right? What team is that said support going to fall on? Before all of that, what's up, guys? Master Styles here. Welcome you back to Inside Gaming, your go-to source for all things Eternal Evolution. And right now, we're gonna actually hop over to Facebook and see what their new hero bring to the table. All right, here we go. Dear Commanders, new SSS hero Terran Support Iria. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. Whale of Dawn is coming soon in Eternal Evolution. Iria summons. When I saw that, I read summons. I completely ignored everything else, and I was like, oh, it's a summoner. A Field of Radiance in a large area. And this is what I was talking about. How big is that going to be? Right? If it's melee based, you're not going to stay in that. So I'm thinking more range summoners. They're an option too. Allied units within the field. Key point restores HP equal to a percentage of Iria's max HP. Simultaneously dispelling the invincibility state from enemies, and with a chance, depending on Iria's accuracy, inflicts stun for a few seconds. Doesn't really say much, just the ultimate Problem is, you know, for me, when I hear this spelling invincibility, I need shield removal, man. Stop playing with me. Quit playing with me. Hopefully that's in the talents, right? Or what is it? Talents and exclusive. Hopefully exclusive make it so you can remove shields. Please do not give me a percentage of shield removal. I don't want a percentage. I want it to be removed or blocked. That would be beautiful. Imagine if this field could block shields. Because then I'm thinking like Teresh, throwing her over there into the enemy backline, and then she casts the field. That could be an option there. But again, if you're going against energy, it's going to be tough because, again, you got Carriolas to deal with. Hero characteristics, universal support. This is what I was talking about, figuring out what team this support's going to work on. And of course, hero overview, stun, ally survivability. Let's actually hop back over to the game. Okay, so here's my defense in Hell Arena, and I was thinking about what team have survival issues, right? That is the first thing that pops off of the page for me when I'm thinking about a support that is universal, one, and two, brings survivability with some additional stuns. We're gonna have to wait and see what else. I think it's a she, based on what it sounds like, brings to the table, right? Because energy right now is all set. There's no space for her unless you're gonna remove her here, or, you know, Miranda's still locked in. I actually like it here, right? Miranda's still locked in. I kind of want to move this here. I like this better. This is a better setup. The other team, tanks. Connor's there. Connor has great protection, but again, they push forward too, the tanks. So maybe it could help out with the support. This might be an option here. It might help out with the energy team, right? Again, it's not so much about the the invincibility removal, but the protection that the field gives. Hopefully the field gives something other than just, you know, restoring HP. Maybe it'll reduce some damage, and you could potentially remove Rez off the team. Of course, Rez pair well with Canis, right? So that could potentially be an option there to protect your support. Let's move on to the summoners. Summoners, I don't think they really need the additional support because, again, you have Cena, you also have what's her name, Servali, right, to help out with protection. The only person there that's really vulnerable sometimes is Anpu. Dorelli can be vulnerable, but again, I have extraction on her, so that helps out with her healing. And I think Deji, there it is. Deji gives off some type of healing somewhere along the rounds. Of course, as long as Serve keeps popping her ultimate, she's gonna continue keep on some big shields on the team. Of course, glad that they didn't change that in PvP. I think I need to add Smith here. I do have Smith. Where is it? It's 5. So get that. But I like that distraction though from that. Okay, we'll leave it as is. Vanguards could potentially be an option, but the problem is they need to awaken Zamira for this to work, because then if they awaken Zamira, I would just remove Maz and put the new hero on this team. So we're gonna have to wait for that. But as of right now, I don't know if I want to run. This needs to be up here. The new hero over Zamira. Zamira gives them the additional cheat debt. So again, I'd have to see the kit to make that conclusion. But Vanguards could be a potential option. So is the tanks. For assassins, they're kind of at the bottom of the barrel, right? Again, yeah, sure, but again, they rush in, so that's kind of the thing there, where I don't know if the field is big enough to cover the whole entire battlefield. If it covers the whole entire battlefield, then we're talking about a whole different type of way we can go about it, because then it wouldn't matter if you're in the enemy backline. We will still be under the protection of the field. So very interested to see how big that field is. I think that that's going to determine whether you can run them on melee based teams like the tanks, the vanguards, and also the assassins here. So we'd have to wait and see what the skills are for the table. Am I excited for this hero? Not necessarily, because again, I was hoping for a summoner, you know, back to summoner evolution, but they decided to go support. Maybe that's just a way for them to awaken Zamira, which they could have awakened Zamira over Becky, but that's just how the dice rolls, you know. But again, that is all I have for you guys today. I just want to say, hey, we hit that 1900 subscribers. We're there. It's just literally going back and forth, but it is what it is. If you made it this far into the video, the word of the day is thank you. Actually, it's a phrase more than a word. Thank you. And if you're new around here, we're on our way to 2,000 subscribers. What do you get? Updates, guides, tier lists. Yes, I know it's coming. Walkthroughs, hero spotlights, first looks, all of that fun stuff. A couple of other games, of course. And for those that are rocking with me, let me know how you feel about the new support hero coming to the game. Very interested to see how the new support heroes probably going to change the meta. Probably not. I don't see nothing from the PvE, but without further ado, I want to thank you for watching. Till the next video, peace.